Okay, good evening. Call to order the Town of Copper Canyon Board of Adjustment meeting for June 15th, 2026. The time is now 7 p.m. We have a quorum present. This is an open meeting. The Board of Adjustment acts in a quasi-judicial capacity. Our decisions must be based on the evidence in the record, the standards in the town's ordinances, and Texas law, not on our personal preference. At this time, we'll move to the second item on the agenda, which is consent items. The first order of business is the consent agenda, consisting of approval of the April 27th, 2026 Board of Adjustment minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I see one correction for the minutes.
Correction for the minutes? Okay.
Excuse me, on page 4. On the nays, you have me listed as chairman.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay, so we'll make that correction. Noted the town secretary's noted that correction. On that basis, do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. At this time, the agenda and information packet for tonight's meeting are received and as part of the record. We've all received the notebooks containing information for this evening's hearing. Thank you, Town Secretary, for providing this information for us. We'll now move directly into Section 3, which is the public hearing and action items. We'll proceed to this part of the agenda. We have one hearing to conduct this evening, and we'll follow the same process we have used previously. I'll read the posted agenda description of the case. The applicant representative, we have a representative for the applicant tonight, will present their request. Board members may ask questions. Public comment related to the request will be taken, and the applicant may respond. Then we'll close the public hearing, and the board will deliberate. At that point, I'll accept a motion in a second to approve or deny the request, and we'll proceed by roll call vote. Texas law requires 75% concurring vote of the seated board in order to grant a variance. Anyone who testifies tonight must speak from the podium and state your name for the record, and also please recite the truth oath, which is printed up there on the podium prior to giving testimony. At this point, we'll open the hearing of the posted item. The Town of Copper Canyon's Board of Adjustment will conduct a public hearing and take action on the following item. The request of Gary Monk, owner of real property located at 125 Quiet Hill Circle, legally described as Quiet Hill Estates, Block A, Lot 9, Town of Copper Canyon, Denton County, Texas, for a variance from the Town of Copper Canyon Zoning Ordinance, Article 4, Supplementary Provisions, Section 4-104, Accessory Buildings, C4. The request is for a variance for the placement of the accessory building allowed on lots of 2 acres or more, but less than 5 acres. The ordinance requires that accessory buildings shall be located only in the rear yard. The resident is requesting to place the accessory building in the side yard. Would the applicant or representative please come forward, state your name for the record, and recite the truth oath.
Start with the oath.
Sorry?
Should I start with the oath or state my name?
Yeah, state your name and then recite the oath, please.
My name is Trey Watson. I'm here representing Gary Monk on behalf of the real property owners. I, Trey Watson, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Okay, thank you. And so at this point, we'll give you the opportunity just to speak freely and explain exactly what you're requesting and why you believe the board can lawfully grant the variance.
Sure. So it's pretty straightforward. We are just requesting a variance in the placement of the detached garage accessory building. And so as it currently stands in the codes highlighted here, it's typically for a lot 2 to 5 acres, needs to be in the rear yard. However, given the setup of the drainage easements and the utility easements on the side and back, it's better for the detached garage to be placed in that side yard. It's going to be finished out externally with all the same building materials of the main residence, so it's going to look good. And it's going to be just in line with the front of the existing residence, so it's not going to be strange looking. And then it's also been pre-approved by the neighborhood's HOA, and so the people immediately surrounding, you know, the residents are on board with it, and it should be a pretty good, easy, straightforward adjustment to make. And so we're just looking for a variance so that we're not making anyone upset. And I am happy to answer any additional questions if that is helpful.
Okay, thank you. So anyone can jump in and ask questions. I typically start that process. In order for us to grant a variance, there are 4 conditions that we need to weigh and find evidence for to say yes. It's a bit of a high bar to meet just from the way that the ordinance is written. And so typically our questions will go directly to those things and your testimony. So just to kick that off, the accessory building, what's its size and what's its use? I know it's listed as a garage, but what's its additional use?
It's a detached garage that cars will likely go in.
Okay, the reason I asked it, looks like on the plans there is other space that's not garage related on the right side of it. It's more, didn't know if it's a guest house or.
I believe there is a attached restroom on the detached garage, but I don't have I can pull it up on my phone and look at it with you, but.
Okay. And so you listed the special conditions were to do with easements on the other parts of the lot. So what is it about the easement, that placement that makes this like the specific location this must be placed?
Well, if you move it into the back, it's probably going to impact the drainage more significantly than if you were to place it where it's in the drawings. As we have it mocked up, we don't think it's going to impact the drainage in a negative way where it's drawn. If you move it back, you could potentially add more driveway or something that impacts the runoff. And then you're also just getting closer to, I believe it's a pipeline utility easement back there, and just want to keep a wide buffer from anything like that.
Okay. What alternatives were considered when coming to this being the best option for the property?
If they can't place it there, then it's going to be much more disruptive to the property in terms of probably adjustments to the driveway, adjustments to fencing. It's going to be more expensive. I think placed how it currently is would actually look better for the property and probably make the neighbors more happy with just how it looks. Otherwise, it's a little bit in the back and might look a little off just compared to the rest of the neighborhood. And so it's really just a straightforward, logical place to put it. And oftentimes the simplest solution is a good solution.
So is there any feasible change to the location that would be less of a direct violation of the ordinance in terms of right now it's directly in line with the front of the house? If you moved it 20 feet back, 30 feet back, as opposed to directly in line with the house, does that cause any specific additional hardship or strain to the overall project?
It would disrupt the existing fence that is there. If you move it back, you're getting real close to that fence, and they would have to do all of the costs and work associated with that to make do with an alternate position like you proposed. Like I said, I think where it is drawn up is really the best approach for a project like this. And, the HOA board that kind of facilitates things like that in the neighborhood, they're okay with it. And so it's not really disruptive to anyone in the area. And so I think they would be pretty open to it. And so I think other locations might be more disruptive than how it currently is drawn.
Did the HOA provide any direct comment on the location of the detached garage, or was it the aesthetics of the building matching conformity of the neighborhood from a visual perspective?
Definitely matching and conforming on a visual perspective, and I believe also on the alignment of the structure with the front of the main residence.
Okay, and there was a comment in the submission or in the report or the application as it was submitted, which mentioned that the immediate neighbor did not have any objection to the plan. Do we have anything from that particular neighbor, anything submitted in terms of comment from that individual as part of the evidence?
I do not have a document like that with me. I have been told verbally that they are agreeable to this location, but I don't have a document with me at the moment.
Okay. Other questions?
Yeah, the fence that you said that it would disrupt, I don't remember seeing a fence on the property. Was that a split rail fence? Or was that an actual fence?
I believe it's a wrought iron fence that runs from the primary residence. I don't know the compass directions, but from the primary residence out towards the neighbor and back.
Okay. I don't recall seeing that. I noticed there was also, there's a pool house on the property as well. Is that correct? I just want to make sure I went
There
to
is
the right
another
house.
structure on the property.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't been in that structure.
Because I noticed that was in the side yard as well. But I was curious on the accessory buildings, you can't have more than 2 major accessory buildings. And I was just curious because I see here, I believe was this you that wrote in there that it wasn't going to exceed any of the ordinances in regards to height or setback or anything like that? Did you put that together?
I don't think I put that together, but I think I know the reference that you
Okay.
were referring to.
Well, I was just curious, it says, it's up here. Just because the property owner's not here, I just wanted to make sure that you had read through. Bear with me.
The statement?
I think it must be on the statement.
I think it's in the statement, in the request itself.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. That it wouldn't, the requested structure would abide by all Copper Canyon rules and enhance the essential character. So as you said, you're the builder. As the builder, have you gone through and looked at to make sure that there's no other ordinances or rules that, that this is not going to follow? Because one of the things I noticed was we don't authorize in a property this size more than 2 major accessory buildings. And so I was wondering if the garage was not considered a major, what was the square footage of it?
So the square footage is, I believe, in the ballpark of 1,700. And then some of what you are referring to as the limit or the cap on the permissible accessory buildings. I believe there's a quantity of 2 and then a square footage amount in there. And I think that's 50% of the main residence, and it is below that threshold. And so when I have reviewed all of the codes that I could find, we are within those limits, and I just wasn't aware of the placement code.
Okay. Because it says there's no more than 3 minor accessory buildings and 2 major accessory buildings shall be authorized.
Right, and so this would be, depending how the first one is classified as a,
Well, I was curious,
a minor or a major.
so you're classifying the pool house as a minor?
I have not made that classification. I don't know if that's someone's specific job to make that classification. If I was asked, just my opinion, I would say.
So I guess our question would be, has anyone done that? Or are we going with the assumption that?
This would be, so if the pool house were classified as a major accessory building, this would be a second major, which would still be conforming, no?
Yes.
only 2 major accessory buildings are authorized.
So this
Is
would
that
be the
correct?
second. This would be the second
Okay,
in that case, yeah.
Safe Built has reviewed,
they have.
That's my next question.
Okay.
and that's part of their notes there. Under the SB comments, all they found was that it was in the wrong place.
Got
Okay,
it.
excellent.
That was my next question. So you submitted the plans for approval and you were rejected on the basis of placement, but no other items of their plans were rejected, correct?
There were comments, but we have worked with them to resolve those comments.
Okay. So there's no other anticipated need for a different variance once the plans are finalized?
I'm not aware of any additional variances that are needed.
Okay. Did your firm build the house originally, or are you a?
No.
Okay. Other questions? Other board member questions?
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused about the use of the building. Is it intended to be used just for garage?
Yeah, I believe it's supposed to be a
It's
garage.
considerably larger than what's necessary for the garage. You said it's plumbed out for a toilet. I noticed it also has a chimney.
That might just be an aesthetic.
I didn't notice that. Yep. Looks like it would be on the south side of the building.
South elevation.
Right here.
Well, it would be showing on the west elevation is showing a chimney on the south side. And it shows, you mentioned a bathroom, but it shows there's 3 windows on the front side and 3 windows on the back side. 2 or 3 windows on the back side of the structure as well.
Yeah, if you want to show me the chimney that you're referring to,
Sure.
I don't know if I'm allowed to.
No, it's okay. So it's indicated there. Also,
So that chimney right here,
Mhm.
that's the
No, that's the house, but this
that's
one.
the existing house.
This is the house behind the proposed structure.
That is the existing house.
This is the existing house.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I see.
I think, but these are the garage doors, right?
That's the existing
That's of
house.
the main house.
those are the garage doors
It's
on the
showing the
existing.
house behind the garage, I guess.
Well, actually, let's be clear about this. So if you look at the first drawing in our package, is showing, well, it says proposed accessory building. The first page of drawings shows proposed accessory building, which is a 4-car garage. To the right side is a door and 2 windows accessing the garage other than the garage doors. The next page are renderings of the house itself to indicate them matching the facade of the accessory building to the existing structure. So the second page is showing the actual house as it sits, not the proposed building. Where we see this chimney in the center of the diagram, that's the existing structure, the existing house. Same thing on the next page to indicate that the new building would line up with the garage doors on the existing home. These drawings are for the existing home. Okay, so the only drawing we have of the accessory building is the first one that's submitted. Do you have that? Just check with you.
Yes, I have this drawing.
Okay, so this is the proposed accessory building?
Yes, so this is the proposed accessory building with the different elevations.
This is the house.
This is the existing residence.
This is the existing residence.
Correct.
Are there more residences in this development that have a similar kind of a setup?
I do
That
believe
have
it's
additional
similar.
buildings beside the home?
I've not scouted out every home in the
Okay.
neighborhood, but I do believe it is common to have these accessory buildings and typically have them used as a detached garage or storage space. And I don't think it would be out of place at all. The neighbor might even have one.
Any other questions? Thank you. Oh, sorry, did you have any other comment or anything else you wanted to, or anything else you wanted to say? Oh,
Let
sorry,
me ask,
one more.
did you say that if this building is constructed on the rear, that it will disrupt or interfere with drainage? Has there been a study on that? Or are we just assuming that?
Well, it would be, in my opinion, it would be more disruptive if we were to move it than to place it where it's drawn up.
So it would create a drainage problem?
Potentially, but how we are planning on doing it, it's to not disrupt the existing drainage in that spot. And so I think it's a good solution so that, the drainage isn't impacted and it's going to
Okay.
continue to be how it
Okay,
is.
thank you.
Sorry, did you want to make another comment? Anything else you wanted to add to the record?
I don't think I have anything I would like to add. I'm happy to answer any additional questions, but thank you for y'all's time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, you're welcome to sit down. Yes, thanks. Go ahead. So normally this time we would open up for public comment. Anyone wishing to speak on this matter is welcome to come forward. I'm not seeing that we have anyone that's looking to do that in this evening's hearing, so we will now pass on to the next part of the process here. So seeing no further testimony, I now close the public hearing on this item, and the board will now deliberate based only on the evidence in the record. Okay, so the hearing is now closed, and we'll move on to deliberation. At this point, we need to evaluate based on the law and the four items that we have to affirm, if we can approve the variance or not. So first of all, do we have evidence of special conditions affecting the property that would warrant a variance for this item? Anyone want to comment on that?
I don't see it.
No you don't see special considerations?
I mean, several utility easements, I think that, and a fence that sits across the back of the property, I mean, would be two.
Yeah, the pipeline and drainage easements in the rear.
Yeah, I think that my opinion is also to move the garage, since it is a garage, move the garage all the way to the back of the house would also create a wide concrete driveway structure that would, not necessarily be the best way to make that look, or the most appealing perhaps. Any other comment on special conditions? So second is, what evidence do we have that the literal enforcement would create unnecessary hardship or practical difficulty similar to the first? Do we believe that this will cause unnecessary hardship on the homeowner or practical difficulty in the construction?
Well, I mean, they could build a smaller garage. Would be one alternative.
Yeah, based on the alignment, if you aligned the doors with the existing structure, I think it'd be in the same position. Just not have that, what could be additional usage space on the end of it. Maybe. Anyone else?
I don't believe there's a swimming pool in the backyard at this point, but it would seem that would be a possibility to place a swimming pool in the back there. Um, Having the garage off to the side, the way that it is proposed, does provide a larger open area in the back of the property.
Okay. The third consideration is that do we have evidence to show that this is, hardship has not been self-created? I asked a question about whether or not the representative was the builder of the original house, because the original placement of the house in the lot is one of those choices that gets made, and then future considerations therefore have limitations. It's one of, so is, depending on who makes those decisions, you could consider that perhaps a self-inflicted hardship, but we don't have that information, I don't think. And the fourth one is, what evidence do we have that the effect of adjacent conforming, do we have evidence that there's no effect of the conforming or adjacent conforming properties? So is this going to have a negative impact on the neighbors? We had the statement in the record that said the neighbor didn't have objection to it. The HOA approved it in that regard. So we've seen evidence. Is there any other evidence on that subject that we've heard?
Just driving past the property, I saw several other homes that their garages were similar. They were in side yards
Yeah.
as well,
The-
including the neighbor.
Right, the person just beside. It would essentially be a mirror image setup with that neighbor.
Sheila, do we know by chance when this particular ordinance was last revised? Was this part of the last round of changes on R2?
Sometimes it was started at the end, yes, so this portion was adopted, in May of 2022.
Okay. So anything constructed prior to May of 2022
Would not have-
may not have been non-conforming. I don't know what the previous ordinance said, but that is something to think about as well. Anything else you got that the board members just would like to discuss about this? Anything else we need to discuss? Our job is to weigh the evidence in front of us and then make a decision based on that.
I think the only thing is we have a verbal, right? It's not a written consent or
Right.
approval. That's just the one thing that stood out a little bit.
Yeah, if we had a written statement, it's easier to take that into evidence more directly, for sure. Yep.
However, the approval of the HOA would that be sufficient in lieu of a statement by a neighbor?
Yeah, I think it is an indication that the collective group would be okay with it. And of course, we publish these
Sure.
requests for variances, and anyone can show up and comment and even write in or anything else. And so we haven't received any negative or positive input to that. Okay. Once again, our process is to determine whether or not to grant a motion on the basis of the evidence in front of us. So at this point, I will ask do we have a motion on this item?
Based upon what I believe some of the hardships of the utilities and just some of the other homes in the neighborhood, I would file a motion, move to approve the variance request for 125 Quiet Hill Circle, because the evidence and record shows special conditions affecting the property, little enforcement would create an unnecessary hardship or practical difficulty. The hardship is not self-created. The relief will not injure adjacent conforming properties, and granting the variance is in harmony with the spirit and purpose of the ordinance.
Okay, we have a motion from Board Member Smock to approve the request for variance. Do I have a second for that motion?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Board Member Goldberg. At this point, we will do a roll call vote on the motion to approve the variance. And I will now call the roll. Board Member Huta,
I will approve the variance.
Board Member Olson,
Approve.
approve. Board Member Smock,
Approve?
Board Member Goldberry, sorry. Apologies.
Approve.
Apologies for that. And I as well approve. So with that, the motion is accepted and passed, and the variance is granted. That concludes the agenda of the Board of Adjustment meeting this evening. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Do I have a second?
I will second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? This meeting is now adjourned at 7:30 p.m. Thank you.